Hi, everybody. It's Ciara, the teen librarian. I'm actually not at the library today. I'm homesick. Um, but I still wanted to do my book talk. And if you can see his little ears, Barnabas is sleeping in my arms. He's keeping me warm. So today, I want to introduce you to a book called, I have notes here and I'm sick, so I'm going to look at a lot. Okay. A book called ELATSOE. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. And it's by Darcie Little Badger. It's his author's first book, and I think it might be called speculative fiction. It takes place in a U.S. that, in many ways, looks just like ours. The hero, Ellie, which is short for ELATSOE. She's in high school. She does her homework. She's got a best friend named Jay, who's white. Ellie is Lipan Apache. And she really loves pistachio ice cream. But in important ways, this world is very different from ours. It's been shaped and continues to be shaped by magic, monsters, vampires, the legends of its people, both indigenous and not indigenous, like fairies, fairy circles that are ports, lots and lots of magic. And interestingly, they're vampires, but they're sort of regulated by the government, which is odd. Ellie is, as I said, Lipan Apache, and she bears the secret knowledge that is passed down through her family. Sixth grade, which is what she calls her sixth great grandmother, had the same name, and she was a formidable hero, battling monsters, saving a lot of her people when so many of them were slaughtered by settlers. And she's a great hero, and she shares, and her grandmother always had a whole set of dogs. Their secret knowledge is that she can raise the ghosts of animals. So her sixth grade had a whole set of dogs, and she has her dog Kirby, who passed away, but she's called him, so he's with her all the time. He protects her. And he's also just her buddy, but he senses when things are wrong, in sort of many worlds. She also has the ability to, in dreams, receive messages from people who are passing on. And it's this that sort of sparks the novel. Kirby starts freaking out. She's at home, and the only time he's done that is when her grandfather died. So she knows something bad has happened. And first she's afraid for her parents, so she goes looking for them. They were in the movies, so she's waiting for them, and they're sort of like, "Why are you waiting?" She explains, and they check their phones, and they have all these messages. And her cousin, Trevor, has died in a car accident. Um, but that night she has a dream in which Trevor speaks to her, and uh, with sort of his dying breaths, he tells her that he was murdered by Abe Hallerman from Willoughby, Texas, and he begs her to protect his family from this man. And so she tells her parents, and they believe her, and they're on board to help her. So they go down. They're also in Texas, but they're far away in Texas. So she and her dad drive all the way down for the funeral, and she stays with her mom to help out her cousin's wife and their 7-month-old baby boy. But she has another reason for staying. She needs to solve the mystery of Trevor's murder and bring about some justice for this Abe Allerton guy. And the police have deemed it an accident. He died in an accident. But there are a lot of things that strike her as strange when she goes to the site where he was found and all kinds of stuff. So Jay helps out with research, trying to find out everything he can about Abe Allerton. Am I saying his name right? Yeah, Abe Allerton, and about Willoughby. So Abe Allerton is a doctor at this sort of famous miracle working medical clinic in Willoughby. And Willoughby is just a weird town. And so Jay comes because he can come through these fairy portals because of his family history. So he can get a lot closer faster. So he comes and they sort of explore, and they go to there's a history exhibit at the library, and so they're doing research, and things are weirder and weirder. The more they do research, the weirder this place appears. There are things that just don't make sense. Everyone is staring at them all the time. It's an odd place. And as she gets closer and closer to discovering the secret behind this mystery, things get more and more dangerous for her and for the people who are helping her. I'm not going to give anything away, but it's quite gripping. And Ellie is an amazing, strong, smart hero who you can't help but fall in love with. Jay is a charming best friend. Ellie is brave, so brave that she's willing to give herself to save a lot of other people. And it's exciting. I read it literally in an afternoon on a Saturday. I just lay on my couch and I read the entire thing. Now, I read it on Hoopla. The book is checked out, not to me. But it's a great book. I encourage everyone to read it. It's fun. It's exciting. The characters are great. And yeah, I think it's a great book. And it's pretty new. It's a first novel by this author, which is like, wow, this is your first novel. It's amazing. Yeah, so check it out if you can. The book will come back eventually. You can check the book out, or you can check it out on Hoopla. I think we also have the audiobook. I'm not good at audiobooks. I'm just too easily distracted. The only time I'm good at listening to audiobooks are on really long, boring drives. And then they save me from going even more cuckoo than I already am from boredom. Um, so I'm not feeling great, but I don't have a fever. I don't have any shortness of breath. I can smell things. I can taste things. I just have a headache and my belly is not quite happy. Um, the headache is the worst part. Um, but I'm a little better today than I was yesterday. So I'm hoping that I can just one day of rest and I will have kicked it. I hope that all of you are healthy, both physically and mentally. Um, there are things that you can do to take care of yourself. Getting outside, going for a walk, gardening, getting your hands dirty in the earth. It's really good for you. Um, keeping in touch with people is very important. Uh, some kind of exercise, even if it's just going for a walk, going for a walk is great. And if you can meditate, or you can try to meditate, you can start trying to meditate. And the thing about meditating is that you don't have to be sitting somewhere to do it. There is such a thing as walking meditation. Be conscious of your breath. Try not to think about anything in particular, and thoughts will come in, and you just let them go. Come in, and you say yes, and then you let them go. I find it very difficult because my brain is it doesn't like to let go of things, but it can be very good. And do the things that always entertain you. Play video games, listen to music. Writing in a journal is really good. Writing about how you're feeling is really good. Getting it out so that it's physically sort of out of you, that's a really good thing to do. So we're thinking of you, and we miss you, and we can't wait until our society has gotten a handle on this and we can go back to the new normal, whatever the new normal looks like. But yeah, take care. We're thinking about you. And read this book because it's great. Okay. I'm going to show you Barnabas here. Here's Barney. Hi, Barney. You good boy. He's a little purr machine. Yeah. Okay. See you guys next week. Bye.